Hi there, I'm Joey.
I'm Jacob.
And we are watching Star Trek for the first time. Last time on Star Trek movies. And long shots.
Very long
shots. Oh my god. All right,
yeah.
We watched Star Trek the motion picture.
You see, even the title's long. It's not Star Trek the movie.
Yeah, right.
They're cluing you in ahead of time.
Yeah. Anyway, today we're continuing the movies. Today we're watching Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
The only film I have any expectations for.
Yeah. I guess yeah. This is like the only Star Trek thing I knew anything about before we started watching Star Trek for the channel. Yeah, it feels
super weird.
Feels a little weird, yeah.
We're finally at the thing I remember joking about.
Yeah. And now actually we are officially in 80s Star Trek. I think we're a mere 5 years before the start of the Next Generation.
Oh, okay.
I think that's about like where we are. This came out in 1982. So 3 years after the motion picture. I think it really like. I don't know if it actually like meant to or anything, but I know it's a pretty significant Star Trek thing. I don't know if it felt like it needed to like compete with Star Wars, which was coming up on the end of its trilogy, and they're like, we really gotta like raise the stakes with this one. But as far as I know, it's significantly better than the motion picture.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if like they looked at the rise of Star Wars and were like, okay, our own sci-fi property, which has been going for longer, just total time,
yeah,
needs to compete.
Yeah. I'm also just wondering if Space Seed is, like, absolutely necessary viewing for this.
Well, like, I feel about any good piece of media, it should tell you everything you need to know.
I would hope so, yeah. So, but I guess we'll find out.
Plus, if we're totally honest, Space Seed is a 60s episode.
Yeah. What does that mean? What are you trying to imply?
What I'm implying is, the audience might not have been alive to see it.
True. What was that? What were we talking? 67? So, yeah, we're 15 years off. Yeah, it's possible. But yeah, I guess we'll find out. So, we're going to get into post-film thoughts in a second. Be sure to join us then. We are about to watch Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. I think I realized the flaw in our video format. I feel like we should have some distance between watching this and reviewing it, but this is the format.
This is
the format.
I have a feeling it's a format. Oh, it's only broken this one time.
As it stands, I don't know what kind of review you guys are about to get.
Yeah,
we could probably just talk about the last 15 minutes for like an hour straight.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, Star Trek made me cry for the first time ever.
I have a very short list of media that can make me cry.
Like on command. Fuck.
This easily made that list.
Damn. Fuck. Jesus. Alright, we gotta take it back to the beginning. We got it. Cause dude, if the last 15 minutes didn't happen, like, I'd come in here all like, oh man, that was fucking awesome, that was great, I had a good time, whatever. Solid 9 out of 10 movie, a couple small flaws here and there.
Mostly with Chekhov.
Last 15 minutes made it a fucking perfect film.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could sit through anything, pretty much, I'd be hit with the last 15 minutes, and that'll be it. Like that's it makes it perfect. Like it just caps off what the film was doing so perfectly.
So let's hopefully get off the sad times a minute and talk about the opening.
The theme tune's back.
It caught me so off guard.
You started sipping your drink as now for those listening. The little illustration you see of Jacob, my brother, with a mug. That's how he actually drinks on the regular. He drinks out of a mug all the time.
I don't even like coffee.
So you were drinking out of a mug, and the movie started. The Paramount logo went by.
I'm just taking a drink.
The theme starts. I see you like actively just like shudder a little bit.
actively caught me off guard.
Dude, it was so funny. So James Horner's on the music here, and he does a really damn good job. Little Star Wars inspired.
Oh,
little bit.
You could hear it.
Yeah.
It's just obvious. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing, no.
It's just obvious.
Yeah. So, okay, let's, how do I even, like, go in? How do I transition?
We just gotta do.
I feel like I should, like, rapid fire my notes here just so I could talk about the ending.
Okay, let's talk about, just bullet point the plot. And
I literally have bullet points right here, as you well know.
Let's just bullet point the plot, and we'll talk about the parts that are interesting.
So, simulation opening the film. It's the Kobayashi Maru, which is something I do that. Okay, so for those watching, a while ago, I guess somebody asked me on my Twitter, not gonna lie, anonymous question thing, something about the Kobayashi Maru, and I was like, "What the fuck even is that, man?" I guess this is that.
It is the no-win scenario.
The no-win scenario is the simulation that Starfleet cadets have to go through, and the idea is that you're not gonna succeed. It's the no-win scenario.
Yeah. It's literally impossible.
I love what they do with that. We can talk about that now, I guess.
Unless you're James T. Kirk.
Dude, I love that scene so much when they're talking to Saavik towards the end.
Yeah.
And they're like, McCoy's like, "You're looking at the only Starfleet cadet that beat the Kobayashi Maru," or whatever. And she's like, "Well, how?" And he's like, I changed the programming so that I could win it. And she's like, "That's so you didn't actually do it." And he's like, "No, I still got I got commended for my inventiveness or whatever it was."
And he passed by all measurable counts.
Yeah. And he's like, "I don't believe in the no-win scenario," which is so I think that is like the scene for me that just so perfectly encapsulates like why I actually really love James T. Kirk as a character. Because you see that not just in the films, but throughout the whole original series, which is something that you actually brought up when we finished the film. You're like, would we have been as impacted by this film if we had not watched the entirety of TOS and the animated series and all that?
I mean, we probably could have gone without the animated series, but
maybe. But even then, given the ending, there are Spock still has like some standout moments in the animated series.
Oh sure, I didn't say that.
Hell, Yesteryear is in the animated series,
and
which is like one of those
episodes.
Pivotal Spock episodes. But yeah, fuck. I don't know. You could see that. You could I don't know. I'm not sure if I would have been as affected by this film.
Like if we wanted to, if we took the show, we would never have done it because we love classic TV in the first place.
Yeah.
But if we were okay, we just want to get to TNG, but we want some TOS. Let's just watch the films.
Yeah.
We would not have been nearly as affected.
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole goddamn point of TOS is that every one of these people are people.
Yeah, and you get to know them so intimately. And you could watch all our TOS reviews. You could
literally hear us gush for probably hours if you put it all together.
Mm-hmm. About Spock's arc in particular, that we comment on so much, and that's what getting ahead of ourselves. God damn it! It's Kirk's birthday. You get this great scene where McCoy brings him Romulan wine.
Yeah. And that's illegal.
Yeah, and it's great. It's a fun little scene between the two of them. There's this idea, of Kirk just really feeling his age, because if I did my year calculations right, so Khan had to have been stranded on that planet in the first year, I guess, of the Enterprise's journey. So flash forward 4 years till the journey's over. 2.5 years, I believe, between that and the first movie. That's only 6.5 years altogether. We jump forward about 8 years.
About 8 years, yeah. We jump, and Kirk's got a stable position.
Yeah.
McCoy seems to be part of his personal entourage.
And Spock is the captain of the Enterprise.
And at the end, he says he never did the test, which is interesting.
He never did the Kobayashi Maru.
Which I think is interesting because it feels like something every cadet who's on the track to become a captain would do.
Mm-hmm. But Spock's, I think, experience as a scientist, as a first officer, just makes him.
He didn't have to.
Yeah.
I just think it's interesting. It's all I'm pointing out.
Yeah. Oh man, we're so far into this. I want to get this done in a timely manner. God damn it. Fuck. Oh god. Okay. Chekhov
has a continuity error.
Chekhov is a living continuity error in this movie. He wasn't there. He didn't know Khan, unless you just assume that like he got a promotion between seasons 1 and 2, and he was just one of the random crewmen, like, you know, in season 1, just walking around.
Possible,
I guess.
always possible.
But then also Khan, like Khan starts talking to him. Khan is like, "I would never forget your face, random crewman that I passed by in the halls on the Enterprise." Exactly. It's like, all right, like, sure, I guess.
Like everyone he talks to, like everyone Khan talks to, that he knows was like on the bridge.
Yeah.
Like that's who they were.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just weird.
I think probably because you can't separate anyone else from the Enterprise.
Uh-huh.
So they're like, no one will care.
Yeah.
In this film that's highly emotional and highly sensitive to its own continuity, we'll just have this walking contradiction.
Yeah. But I mean, hey, if we didn't love Chekhov for everything he was and then some, would he really be Pavel Chekhov? Khan's wife is dead. I guess he married, first off, which is a development you just kind of assume happened, but you're like, oh yeah, his wife is dead. I'm like, wait, no, they weren't married. She was just a Nazi sympathizer that she got banished on this planet with. MacGyvers we're referring to, of course. She died in between.
And it had to happen pretty early on, because
also, first off, Chekhov is a first officer of the USS Reliant.
Go Chekhov.
Which is cool. He's serving under Captain Terrell. Chekhov and Captain Terrell get, like, you know, possessed by these, like, brainworm things from this planet.
And it's cool.
Yeah, really cool sequence. Leads to some really cool things later on in the film, like Terrell, when he chooses to kill himself, and Chekhov, like, just barely breaks through, which he pretty much only survives because
he's Chekhov.
He's Chekhov.
Yeah, he's a named character from the original.
He's inherited the Scotty immunity from TOS.
Yes, he has. There's so then like Khan gets control of the other ship, and it leads to an attack and another pretty like emotional death scene. It's really small. Into the
the guy that dies when Khan attacks, yeah.
Because he looks at Kirk, so he's on the bed, and he's like, give me the word.
Yeah.
And Kirk looks like, go, yeah, here's the word.
Yeah. Oh, what is it? Warp Driver. Go to Warp Driver.
Go to Warp Drive, and he says, thank you.
Yeah.
And then he passes.
Yeah. I love the reason that Kirk, McCoy, and everyone are actually on the Enterprise this time, though. It's more like it's an inspection. He just happens to be on the ship because they're under inspection.
Yeah.
He watches as Spock lets Saavik take the ship out. Now, she's also a Vulcan, by the way. It's important to note, which I think is just cool. I don't know. I really loved Saavik as a character.
I hope we see more of her. I can't guarantee that.
I hope she's back. I really do. In the next one.
I feel like that's one of those characters that could develop through the films.
Yeah. Well, especially, you know, we know the next one's called The Search for Spock. So I imagine the character that is a fellow Vulcan, has a connection to Spock, cries at his funeral as a Vulcan. Brilliant. Fuck. Oh my god. Anyway, Project Genesis, what do we think of that idea? I thought that was interesting.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, its conclusion makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Earlier in the film, like, I was wondering, why didn't they just drop it in space?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of using it on a planet.
Yeah.
Like, that felt like the more obvious testing ground.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah. I do have quoted here the one Khan line when he's first like playing with Kirk and he like doesn't want him to know that he has control of the Reliant yet. The let them eat static line.
That's really good.
I love that. I thought that was great. Shatner truly gives like probably his best Kirk performance fucking ever in this film.
This is top Kirk.
Yeah,
top Shatner acting in general.
Pretty much, like, especially like from the moment he sees Khan onwards. I mean, I think it really starts for me in the scene with the wine between him and McCoy. Because first off, actually, you know, it's weird. It reminded me of the scene from The Cage with Pike and his doctor.
I had a very similar idea.
Yeah. Although it hits a bit harder here because, you know, Pike is a brand new character that we just met, and he's like, the doctor's like, you've seen too much action, you know. I understand, you know, you're getting sick of the job in our first episode.
In the first 10 minutes?
Yeah. But here is like, you know, you've been with Kirk through a lot of shit, and it makes that hit all the harder. But you know, Shatner really just fucking crushes this, is what I'm saying. That and he has little granny reading glasses, and I love that.
He does.
He has little granny reading glasses. It's cute. Khan wants Genesis. I did comment on this, but it made sense eventually. Kirk always calls Saavik Mr. Saavik, but it's that like military rank respect thing. How you call people sir no matter what.
It has literally never. We've never seen a female that he's done that to.
Scotty takes a bit of a backseat in this film.
McCoy, after the film gets going as well.
I don't know, man. I thought McCoy was pretty prominent throughout.
As the film gets going, I said.
I don't know, because even then, like, you know, from the from the only cadet that ever beat the Kobayashi Maru onwards. Like he's in it pretty prominently. He gets that big scene with Spock at the end, which is great. What did Spock tell McCoy to remember?
Nothing. I think he was just like telling. There was no other lines. We weren't talking over the film even. I think because he knocks him out, he's putting him on the ground. I think he's just putting it in his mind to not forget after being hit. Maybe
that might be it. Anyway, back to where we were. Oh man, how fucked up was the bit where all the scientists are dead in the Genesis project?
Oh, that
dude, that was surprisingly gory for Star Trek.
Yeah, pretty gory.
Yeah. Kirk finds Chekhov and Terrell. But then a great twist moment. Chekhov and Terrell were still being possessed by the little worm things. They turn on them at the exact right moment. It hits so hard. I love that. Terrell chooses to kill himself in that moment,
which is surprisingly hard
instead of attacking Kirk. Yeah, it goes so hard, dude. But Khan gets Genesis then, and we gotta talk about Ricardo Montalban, who's back as Khan in this. Fucking brilliant performance.
He's owning this performance.
My favorite moment then was after he had Genesis, and he's he's like taunting Kirk pretty much, and Kirk is like, but you had Genesis, but you still haven't killed me, you've lost. And he's like, no, I don't need to kill you. I've hurt you, the same way you hurt me. You left her on that planet, referring to MacGyver's.
Yeah.
And dude, that moment hits so hard. And then right after that, in my mind, I knew it. Cultural osmosis. Everybody knows Khan, and Kirk fucking yells it. But I always thought, I rationalized in my mind because I knew Spock died in this film, that Kirk yells that after Spock dies. But no, it's just a totally... I mean, I don't want to say random part of the movie, but it is actually after one of the best Ricardo Montalban moments in the film.
It honestly landed up really well.
Yeah.
It's just for most people, the context isn't necessarily there in their mind.
Yeah. Kirk also has a kid with one of the ladies, Carol, on the Genesis project. His name is David, which I guess he had pre-Enterprise traveling.
Had to be that kid. No, because he's a doctor even.
Yeah.
Because when he gets down there, he yells for what's their last name?
Marcus.
Doc. He yells for Dr. Marcus. And he goes, "I'm Dr. Marcus."
Yeah. I love that. Kirk really got around in the Academy, didn't he?
Does that surprise you? At all?
We've had a fair few past love interests from the Academy with James T. Kirk. Oh man. I loved how many times in this film Kirk revealed to Khan that he was still alive, and Khan puts on his damn surprise Pikachu face all the time.
Right.
I think that's great.
Even after he didn't actually try to kill him, when he talks to him again,
he's
like, "What?"
Right? I had to write it in my notes here because you called it out. You're like, "Man, we need Mr. Eriks back in here." You're like, "Let's get Eriks back in here. He'd be on this shit, and it'd be a reason to have more James Doohan in the film." So. We fuck up the Reliant. There's this really hard attack moment. You see some of Khan's men just go fucking out when they start attacking the Reliant. Really good stuff. And also the makeup on Ricardo Montalban after he's really beat up or whatever. Such a good moment. Looks brilliant.
It looks really good.
Yeah. But all right, we're here. We're at the end. We speed ran that. Oh my god, we still. That took so much time. God damn it. Okay.
So timely manner. The rest of the movie.
Timely manner. We're reviewing a movie in a timely manner. How does Jeremy Johns do it? Timely manner. Okay. Get the Spock has to go into this place with the Genesis device. He gets flooded with radiation. It's context, honestly, for me, does not fucking matter.
The point being, Spock is being irradiated to death, and everybody knows it.
And Kirk is the last one to find out of our core characters, that are affected by this. Really, he sees Spock's chair is empty,
and this is after the day has been won. They escaped thanks to Spock.
Yeah,
they escaped thanks to Spock, and Kirk is in victory mode.
Yeah. Okay, so we both knew Spock died in this movie.
Yeah, we both knew. That is literally the most famous thing about the franchise.
Yeah, for us at least. It was one of the only things that I knew going in was that Spock dies in the Wrath of Khan.
But oh my god.
I was not prepared for this. I was so not prepared for this. the goodbye scene, you literally quoted it as he was going into the chamber with the radiation. You were like, oh my god, yeah, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. And I thought, I was like, oh, or the one. And they fucking say that, and that started to hit me so fucking hard. The fact that his last line is live long and prosper, as they hold the Vulcan hand signs next to each other, like the lovers they are. Oh my god. But nothing could have prepared me for the funeral scene.
No.
Fucking nothing.
That's what got that immediately on the short list of media.
Of all the souls I have encountered in my travels, his was the most human. Like, fuck. The franchise is over. It's over. I'm done. I'm done watching Star Trek. That is the perfect ending. It's done. I can't,
it was like, and it was as his little casket's being sent to the new Genesis planet that's in space.
Yeah.
And it was that at that moment it occurred to me, I would not be nearly as emotionally invested if I did not see the whole show.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't see the show, who are you connected to? A guy that's pretty cool to his friends at the beginning of the first film. And just the continued continuation of that friendly version of the character.
Yeah. Oh man, I just... And then it gets even more perfect, because you have that scene between Kirk and David then afterwards. You know, we reveal that David knew that he was his dad all along, you know, that he's proud of him, proud to be his son.
That's probably, that if anything, that honestly like explains why he's so pissed off about Kirk through most of the film.
We get a captain's log, which we haven't had since the animated series.
Yeah.
McCoy asks Kirk if he's okay, and he says, if he feels okay, how he's feeling. And it's like, I feel young. And then, as if the ending couldn't get any more perfect, they say the monologue one last time. It's Space, the Final Frontier, you know. Little different, because, you know, you're no longer on a 5-year voyage.
Right, it's the continued journey. And they have...
It's Leonard Nimoy.
Leonard Nimoy say it. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Fuck. Jesus. Oh, wow. Oh, fuck.
If the film ended like 15 minutes early, it would have been like this great, what did you say, 9 out of 10?
Yeah.
Like a
9 out of 10
like
film.
Like great action, good acting.
I had an awesome time with it. But, wow.
The last 15, maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Just elevate it. It's like...
I'm so mad there are 4 more for us to watch.
I know.
I don't want to keep going. I'm ready to move on to a new team now, because that is such a perfect ending. Not just for, you know, the Star Trek as I know it, where it's at right now, but for this team of people in particular. That Spock is the first life form on New Genesis. Or I'm assuming that's what we would call this place, I'm assuming.
That's, yeah.
The Genesis planet, whatever.
So New Genesis, whatever.
Yeah. Like... Fuck.
But we have more movies, and we know the next one is The Search for Spock.
The Search for Spock. You guys are the ones that fucking lost him in the first place! You sent him away! You sent his body away! He's done! He's gone! Fuck!
Kirk, live your retired life. Just retire to your farm.
They literally say, McCoy is like, Spock is still alive as long as, you know, we hold on to his memory or whatever the fuck it is. Like, that's the point.
That is how people become immortal.
I'm getting mad at a film I haven't even seen yet.
Yeah.
I'm getting mad at its existence. But I guess we'll find out next time. That's that.
I hope it's not surprisingly emotional. I doubt it.
I doubt
personally.
I know Leonard Nimoy directs it.
Oh.
Yeah. So
that was his one condition. Then he's like, "You killed me. I direct this one."
But yeah, I guess we'll see. So, whew, that was a lot to take in.
Yeah.
Be sure to join us next time when we continue the Star Trek Original Series movies. Until then, this has been Joey Morgan.
I'm Jacob.
Goodbye.